wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons, the Transformers. The Transformers.
Welcome everybody to another edition of Transformers Reviews. And today, guys, I wanted to start off by saying that I wanted to thank all of my subscribers. Thank you guys so much. It means very much. I know that my channel is not very big, but with all of you that have subscribed, I just wanted to make sure that you know that I appreciate that very much, that you wanted to listen to more content. And so in light of that, I am really delighted to go ahead and present these two guys. They came in the mail a couple days ago, and the first chance I've gotten to kind of review them. So let's go ahead and we'll get on with the review. Okay, so here we have Sludge and Alchemist Prime. Well, at least his armor. And this is a totally brand new mold. And I gotta say, guys, I love it. Just with the, I'm not sure who this is themed on. Hold on one second. Okay, so apparently this guy is based on Submarauder. And I mean, just the whole water aesthetic. Like whenever we're going to get Octopunch with for Solus Prime, that's going to be cool. You know, I mean, it's nice to see something new, and I just believe that this Prime Master is extreme. The Pretender Shell, it's just so extremely well done. I like it. One of the reasons is, as opposed to Lee's Maximo, which had that weird kind of Wolverine claw weapon, he, keeping in with the aquatic theme, he comes with this part of the trident, which later he does combine with for use with bigger guys. But you know, I mean, it's really cool. I don't know why I'm so happy about it. I really have looked forward to this one, because ever since the moment I saw it, I was like, man, that just looks extremely cool. But you know, like I said, he is a Pretender Shell, which he is empty. And the reason for that is, here is Alchemist Prime. Again, nice to see a different Prime Master, much like the Power of the Titan's Return line. It's always nice whenever you don't see like a mold of a master that's been reused like 20 times. And like you saw there briefly, here is his Prime symbol, which looks really kind of cool. And with that, we will go ahead and move on to Sludge. And Sludge, as much as I was excited for Snarl, for some odd reason I was really excited for Sludge. And there's a few things with Sludge that kind of let me down a little bit, but I'm not going to let that detract from the fact that he does have a ton of positives. He can open his jaw, which is wonderful. He does have the ports right here, and then they repeat on the other side. You can see I got the gun plugged in there. And if you want to count it, one there on the bottom of his neck. There's even one hidden up here on the back of his neck. The way that this is utilized as far as integrating the Prime armor into Sludge is a little bit better. And, you know, and then you can put, you know, Alchemist Prime or whoever in there. And, you know, I mean, it doesn't detract from it. It's nice to see it implemented well here, whereas on Snarl, it's just on the sides of his hips. My biggest complaint with this is, in the cartoons, Sludge was closer to the size of Grimlock. Now, because this is part of the Volcanicus combiner, you don't get that. He had to be a deluxe size to match Snarl. Whereas in the old cartoons, like the bottom of his belly would come up to the top of his back. And so, you know, he looks extremely small, smaller than he should in my own opinion, which that's the only thing I really have to gripe about Sludge. So other than those little things that we've been going over, I mean, as far as just a Brachiosaur mode, it's decent. Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy in robot mode. And so here we have the legend of Sludge, although he is no Bagger Vance. Now, if there's any of you that got that reference, give yourself a pat on the back, 10 points, a cookie, I don't care, whatever. Now, one of the things is, Sludge, I gotta say, I love the robot mode. Now, in using it with a Prime Master, the reason I went ahead and gave him Alchemist Prime was because he didn't come with a sword, he just came with his gun. However, I don't think I'm going to continue to use Alchemist Prime with Sludge, because as a trident, I think it's cooler if he would be able to be held upright like that. Now with him, he can't be held like that because of his dinosaur foot. Let's go ahead and look at the heel supports first. It's actually formed from the tail. Now he does have these interior heel supports right here, but they don't do that much good. So the tail, actually, it doesn't go in there flush like it did on like the Masterpiece Grimlock, but whenever he sat on the ground, it does basically form heel supports. That's what they're designed for. And it does stick out a little bit from the leg. Now the important disclaimer is back here on his back wings. Whenever I transformed him, well, whenever I untabbed it, I put a little too much pressure and I ended up popping both of these wings off. Now, even attaching them where they're supposed to go, you can see that this thing, the way that both of them are that way, and that's not for me popping them off, they aren't sitting on there flush like they need to. You can see they kind of look like they're bent, like they're not sitting on the post just right. Just be careful when you're transforming him. Now, he comes like this, where they're more like parallel with his body. He comes packaged like that. So whenever you're transforming him, when you take him out of the package, or if you're going from beast to robot mode, just make sure you go slow around here and you can actually get them to right about here, because if they were still right here, that's going to interfere with the arms and their movement. But if they're just a tad bit farther back as far as they can go without popping them off, that'll free up range of motion for the arms and everything. In my opinion, it doesn't dampen this robot mode. Again, I love his robot mode. Even with just his gun, he looks cool. Alright, and for a little bit of size comparison, just for that, and so you can see how he looks with this fellow Dinobot, here is Snarl. And whenever he's standing straight up, he's actually just a little bit, just a hair taller than Snarl. If you're just going off head height, these kind of give Snarl an unfair advantage. Now, whether it's due to the fact that he was re-engineered from slag, or just due to the fact that he's a limb in general, I personally wish he was a little bit bigger, but for the logistics of him being part of Volcanicus, I can understand why he's not. That would throw the other three limbs, the other three Dinobots out of proportion. I understand that. Aside from that and the wings, I think it's a great figure. Look at how he looks with Snarl. These guys are spot on for who they're supposed to be. So, if you're wanting like a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, it's like an 8.7, maybe even a 9. It's that good. Other than that, guys, I'm not going to ramble on too much. I really enjoyed reviewing Sludge. And until next time, guys, we will see you in another review.